2 episodes one day. Which, have we ever done that before?
Nope.
We've done 2 episodes across like a couple days, right?
Mm-hmm. We haven't done 2 in one day before.
We've never done 2 in one day, and we are kind of crazy for this one.
Yeah.
But luckily, we got a banger.
Hard to know her.
Motherfucker. We got a good song. And we got a great guest. I see him trying to do the hand mudra with the microphone in his hand.
There we go.
You got to talk into the front, buddy. It's on the top.
I see.
Other way around. Other way. That's the front. The one part with the logo is the front.
Thanks.
Returning guest to the show. Well, we should probably introduce ourselves first.
Hey, welcome
back to This Ain't a Scene. It's a podcast.
I'm one of your hosts, Dawson. He, him pronouns.
I'm your other host, Carson. He, him pronouns as well. And with us returning to the show to do a much better song than he did last time. And I believe he was very happy about it because we spun in front of him.
Yeah.
And if it was going to be some trash, my boy wasn't coming on. Absolutely was not coming on.
So true.
But returning to the show, Matthew Haig.
Hello.
Ooh.
Thanks for having me.
Matt Marty.
What
Matt
up?
Marty.
Um,
If you're confused about whether or not it's Matt or Marty, yep.
with all the flack that Matty Healy's taking right now, are you glad you're not a Matty?
I've never been Matty like in a single day in my life. I've never gone by Matty.
You just
so
don't feel it.
I just don't. It seems like the worst option.
You gotta be
know?
a certain breed of person to go by Matty.
Yeah, I mean
Certain
like
breed of dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I seem like a Matty?
No, you
No,
don't.
you've never seemed like a Matty
That's
to
what
me.
I'm saying. Yeah.
You've always. I mean, you've been Marty for so long to me
Yeah.
Mhm.
that it wouldn't make any sense for you to be Matty.
Yeah. I do
Or
love.
Matt.
I agree. I love being called Marty. It's especially because it's just not my name.
That is fun. That is
Yeah.
fun.
Very funny.
Do you have any cool nicknames growing up, Dawson?
Nope.
My dad used to call me Lish.
Lish?
Yeah, I don't know why.
What does that mean?
I think it's like a Toad the Wet Sprocket song, and my dad's a dork, so
Yeah.
I don't know what Lish is. I've been like trying my whole life to figure out what Lish is. I guess I could just ask him, but that would require talking to him, and I don't really want to do that either.
Mm.
So, I had a never mind. It's an off-pod story. I was
Okay.
about to tell a very off-pod story on pod.
Okay.
Oh no.
Well, in lieu of that, what did we just do before before doing this podcast now?
Since our guest was a part of it, I'll let him describe what we did. Because if I'll start to fumble over my words and be like, your description of what happened, your description of what went down the last 3 days, Marty.
We spent the last 3 days shooting new music videos for the Callous
we did.
Daoboys.
Yes, we sure did.
Yeah, for songs people have not heard yet,
For songs people have not heard yet,
which is exciting.
which is very exciting.
And Dawson got to join us, which was very fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I
so
pulled
much
up
fun.
last day. I'm in one of the music videos.
You're actually in both.
I'm in both of the music
Yeah,
videos.
because we shot 2 concurrently.
I didn't even know that y'all were shooting 2 of them until Amber was like, "Man, can't believe we shot 2 music videos in 3 days." And I was like, "What? Huh?"
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot. How many have you ever not backlogged, but have you ever shot concurrently like that?
No, not like that. Never.
Yeah, I mean, we did that What Is Delicious video, and we filmed, and the What Is Delicious video was mostly done, I think. By the time we filmed the Elephant Man video,
Mm-hmm.
and it was weird to have 2 videos in the can for a little while.
Yeah, for sure.
But not at all comparable to what we just did.
No, it was exhausting, honestly. It was fun.
It was pretty exhausting. It was fun.
It was a good time. We not to give anything away, but we dressed like morons, and we had to go
dressed
in
like
public.
Fucking idiots, and went in public. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I dropped originally, and this doesn't really give anything away. Originally, I was going to interview just random people on the street in that outfit, and then I saw what I looked like in it, and I was like, nope, not
That's
happening.
so funny.
Absolutely fucking not.
I think we could do a man on the street thing in the future, though. That would be fun.
Oh, definitely. I think that'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to do a man on the street thing.
It'd be on brand.
I've also, and maybe I should timestamp this just so that no one steals my idea. I've always thought it would be funny to do like a music video that is an actual focus group.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's maybe been done before. But like, I mean, like truthfully, like playing a real ass focus group, a music video, and like, you know, having a normal person run it, like in Bruno when he screens his TV show where he's like insulting celebrities and like calling them slurs, and then like he walks out, he's like, I don't understand why you don't like it.
I love that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun. It's something I've always wanted to do, but we've just, I mean, the budget for these two that we just shot, just letting everybody know, it's not that our label doesn't have money, they do, but this was like such a quick spur of the moment thing.
Yeah,
that this was like, I wonder if that's been getting picked up.
If y'all just heard a real,
there's some pan sizzling in
the background.
It sounds delicious.
It does
We're
sound
out here
delicious, yeah.
cooking. What?
That was dope.
Nice.
That was really
that was
stupid.
so sick.
I'm leaving the show now because that was
yeah,
so bad.
this was just like a spur of the moment thing. We didn't have like a huge budget for it.
Yeah.
But like once we do have huge music video budgets, it's over for you fools.
It's gonna be so fun.
It's gonna be so sick.
We're gonna have our own sketch show basically, just with music.
God, I hope so. I mean, this was pretty close to that.
Yeah.
We do some good bits in this one.
We really
it's
do.
It's pretty goofy.
We watched all of the new season of I Think You Should Leave, like the first night I was here, and I think that was very inspiring for the video. I think we got a lot out of that.
Do you think that sort of loosens you into this goofy state of mind?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, sort of a goofy movie.
I would love to make a goofy movie.
Let's make some goofy movies. Dawson, I didn't ask last episode. What have you been up to?
Not much.
Awesome.
I mean, we still haven't gone back into the studio yet.
Oh shit.
What
was your last date? The 19th?
I don't
18th?
remember. Something like that.
I don't remember either.
But it's I think we're going back in on the 5th. But in the meantime, I've been dog sitting at my parents' house.
Oh, dope.
Which means I have been at my parents' house for the past like week.
Nice.
Since Saturday. So I have been bored as shit.
And their address is?
Oh yeah, it's
115. Oh, sorry.
Under the cork tree.
Yeah, but I mean that's been. Let me tell you, the amount of piss I've cleaned up in the past week, like
your own?
No, the dogs.
Oh, the dogs.
The dogs. What do you think is happening at my parents' house?
Did your parents not train their dogs?
They are
knocked
trained.
over all your
Thank
rings
you.
off of the
Thank you so much.
stool. I'm so sorry.
Thank you so much, Carson.
You're welcome.
They are trained, but like we lay out pee pads and shit like that, but they're really stupid and they miss.
That's crazy.
So
these are small dogs?
They are small dogs, yeah.
Okay.
2 Shih Tzus and a Corgi. I've also been cat sitting, but the cats haven't been a fucking issue at all.
Yeah, cats are pretty chill.
So I mean, I'm supposed to like also get up earlier to take the dogs out on walks, and I have been doing that. But if
you were up a little early today.
Yeah.
Normally I text you, which to be fair, my sleep schedule fucked.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I'll text you and then like you won't respond till like 3, and I'm like, oh, Dawson's awake.
Yeah. That's because I've just gotten out of bed.
I mean, dude, I've had those days.
Yeah.
There was one day after the studio where I was so exhausted from doing vocals that I napped, and it fucked up my sleep schedule so bad, like the nap itself did, that I woke up at like 5 p.m. the next day. And I was like, this is going to be an issue.
That's not good.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like we should get into the song.
Yeah.
Because we've been around for 10 minutes now. And
something like that. Oh, just to remind everybody, this episode is being recorded the same day as the last episode, and the next episode will be recorded a day after. So that means that if you have any corrections, if we get something wrong, we will not be able to acknowledge it.
We will not be there.
We won't be there because Carson will be on tour. And so will Marty, but Marty's not like a host of this podcast, so it doesn't really like
frequent guest though.
Yeah.
When he's not in New Jersey.
When he's not in Jersey, he's podcast.
I'm on the pod.
But yeah, just
And
so
what's
y'all
your
know.
address?
241.
Yeah, you don't give a shit, do you? just look up the just go to the Cherry Hill Diner.
DM me. I'll send you my address.
Like a punk show.
Yeah.
DM for address.
Yeah.
But it's just you watching Family Guy.
knock on my door. I'll open it.
Yeah. Have you been you haven't been really on a Family Guy kick. I haven't seen you watch Family Guy a single time while you've been in town.
I've been a king of the hill head this past week, truthfully.
Okay.
Which is it's pretty comparable in quality, I think.
Yeah.
It's coming back, isn't it?
I've heard that.
King of the
I'm
Hill?
interested.
I'm interested too. I
Yeah.
I will watch any Mike Judge thing
Absolutely.
for at least one season.
Yeah.
I think Extract is pretty good. The one with Jason Bateman.
Ooh, I haven't seen that. That sounds cool.
We'll watch it. It's good.
Hell yeah, dude.
Just classic Mike Judge
Yeah, he's
stuff.
He's hysterical.
Legend. Absolute
Legend.
goofball.
Mhm.
Wasn't he like? No, that's Matt Groening. I'm thinking of.
Oh, the Simpsons guy?
Yeah, Simpsons guy.
No. Mike Judge is Dumb and Dumber, or no, not Dumb and Dumber. Sorry, Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead.
King of the Hill. Idiocracy.
Yeah, I got them mixed up because I was like,
Daria?
didn't that guy
I don't
fucking?
know. Maybe.
I know. Matt Groening got like a foot massage from a miner or something on a plane.
can't be
yeah,
doing that.
on
Can't be
Epstein's
doing
plane.
that. Yeah, on Epstein's plane
Yeah,
specifically.
you really buried the Epstein lead there.
I just
Yeah.
well, I couldn't remember if it was on Epstein's plane or not. Although I don't really know under what other context that would
Yeah.
happen.
But
Yeah.
Matt Groening had basically nothing to do with The Simpsons being good. Like if Hank Azaria was on Epstein's plane, that'd be an issue.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I'd be very upset.
It would be heartbreaking.
Did Phil Hartman write on The Simpsons?
That sounds right. I think so.
He did.
That
I
sounds
wanna
right.
Say he did. There's a bunch of good comedians that wrote on The Simpsons.
Yeah, Conan
Yeah.
O'Brien wrote the monorail episode. I
I
just
did know
rewatched
that.
that. It's hilarious.
There's been a lot of good comedy on the Simpsons, and Matt Groening has just been keeping its animated corpse alive for years now.
Pretty much.
I go back and watch that Simpsons baseball episode all the time.
It's awesome.
Pretty
It's
great.
so funny.
Good stuff. Was Epstein's plane actually called the Lolita Express, or
Yeah,
he
Yeah.
called it that?
he called it that.
Yeah.
What a fucking piece of work this guy is. The more I learn about him,
What
the more
a
I don't like him.
jerk.
Yeah.
What a piece of dog shit.
He was a problem for sure.
yeah. He was having, sometimes white boys get a little too crazy. All right. Dawson, Marty, what's this damn song called?
It's called "What a Catch, Donnie," and here's a snippet of it. You gotta stop doing that.
I did that for the "I've got all this ringing in my ears" episode,
I
and we
know.
didn't put an actual clip of this song.
I know.
Oh, I did it. I hit it too.
I believe you. No. I can't hit it.
You motherfucker. Okay. So, what a catch, Donnie. We have touched on this song a lot.
Yeah.
On previous episodes
Yeah.
with other guests. But I'm going to say this. I think Marty is the correct guest for this episode.
Thank you.
And I will say it's mostly because you're more recent. Out of the three of us, you are the most recent Foley Adu convert.
Yeah, I listened to Foley for the first time all the way through like this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I know.
So was the first time you had heard What a Catch this year?
I hadn't heard it since it came out. I remember listening to that one because
Sure.
it had all the features, but like I basically heard it with fresh ears. Yeah,
That's crazy. Yeah.
I know.
I mean, there are like 9 guys on this song.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And including all 4 members of Fall Out Boy, there's like 10 guys on
Yeah.
this song. So, yeah, I mean, let's dive in. Let's dive in.
Mhm.
Let's dive into the reef with our fishing rods and
yes.
hopefully pull out a great catch.
Oh, we're gonna pull out a great catch.
What a catch it will be,
What a catch it will be,
Donnie.
So Marty, we're gonna let you.
What the fuck is going on over there?
They're cooking.
They're
They're
cooking
starting their own
something.
podcast. Marty, just like baseline initial thoughts. What do you think of this fucking song?
To keep it short, it's awesome. It's incredible.
And if you were to keep it,
you know
long.
what? I was thinking too. I'm on another slow jam episode. This is the slow jam
You
on the
are
record.
on another slow jam episode.
Yeah, and I think we decided it's the best one.
Slow
this
jam,
is 1000% the best
slow jam. Marty, that's who you are.
The features are crazy. Getting Elvis Costello on a Fall Out Boy song,
awesome.
that must have been Patrick Stump's
Awesome.
dream. You know what I mean?
Isn't Patrick Stump's kid named after Elvis Costello's real name?
I don't know.
That's wild. I'd believe that.
I believe. Hang on, we got an expert in the building. Hey, Maddie, isn't Patrick Stump's kid named after Elvis Costello's real name? Declan. Okay, there you go.
Damn.
Yeah. You know you can't be walking around on this earth named Elvis goddamn Costello. You don't survive through high school. Is Elvis Costello British? Do they have high school? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
If upper school or something like that.
Yeah, primary
upper school. Primary school. Yeah. So, this song's bonkers.
It's so sick.
It's so sick. I think that this is the one ballad that is like in my liked songs.
Yeah.
That I will not skip.
Yeah.
At any time.
I was gonna say the same thing.
I'm kind of always in the mood for this song.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a monster hook.
It's got some epic guitar in it.
Dude.
Some arena rock.
Some
Queen
arena
level
rock
guitar
stuff. And this was the point where they were playing arenas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when they were touring this record, they played State Farm Arena, which used to be called Phillips Arena, here in Georgia. I did not go. L for me not going, but
El Bozo.
They played State Farm Arena, and now the venue size has gone to like amphitheaters, which still very, very good.
Yeah, still
less
crazy.
people. You can bring your potato salad, but you know, still very, very cool. Yeah, I mean, like, just this song is so cool. I think that the way that it works in the record, which we've talked about the ordering before about why it's not a closing track. Go to the West Coast Smoker episode to, see our breakdown of that.
What a banger.
What a banger. The actual closer on this record. But yeah, those are my just baseline thoughts. Dawson, what you got?
Baseline thoughts. I am in agreement. This song fucking rules. Funny story about this song in particular. The first time I heard it, I didn't know Brendon Urie was on it. And so like when I heard his voice come in, I was like, yo, let's fucking go. Because this was definitely before his voice got annoying.
You think so?
Yeah.
You know what? I would push back on that and say this is the moment his voice got annoying.
I disagree.
This is when it happened. When I heard this like earlier this year for the first time, I knew the features were coming. I didn't check to see in what order, and I knew it was Brendon Urie as soon as he came in because he's shrieking at the top of his lungs.
He's shrieking and he's going real hard with him singing the chorus of Dance Dance. But he gets faded out, I think, the quickest out of everybody.
Thank God.
Jesus.
I like his feature. I think it's good.
I like it too.
I was just really excited to hear it at the time because I was like, yo, it's that guy.
Yeah, it's that man again.
Well,
that man I like.
Do you two want to get into the features? Because I want to know who you think has the best.
So I do want to get into the features. I want to point out that Fall Out Boy did release a version of this song that was it's pretty interesting to hear because it's just like any time I get into this band's creative process, which there's very few videos out there and stuff like that. The version of What a Catch that is on the Believers Never Die Greatest Hits compilation, which is just basically every single from every record since they had just like constant smashes with that. What a Catch is on it. And the version of What a Catch with Patrick Stump giving Elvis Costello a vocal guide is on the Believers Never Die version.
Ooh, I have not heard
Patrick Stump doing that part instead of Elvis Costello, and him kind of giving him an idea of like, this is how I want you to do this, which is very cool. It's just straight up a guide that Patrick put in there. And of course, he's singing his little white ass off, which is nuts.
Absolutely.
For a vocal guide on a demo, basically, which is really interesting to hear. I feel like getting into the features now is where we should go. Should we go in order?
Sure. Yeah.
So the first one is Elvis Costello reprising the line from Head First Slide into Cooperstown on A Bad Bet. I will never end up like him. Behind my back, I already am. Keep a calendar, this way you will always know. Which I think this was the first time I'd ever heard a band do that. Is like be like, remember that other song that we wrote? Because in my mind, I was like, oh, it's like movies. A director isn't gonna, reference one movie that he made that isn't connected to this movie. Little did I know that happens all the time.
How,
you know what I'm saying?
How small your worldview was.
Oh, how stupid I was. I love the Elvis Costello. He has such a weird fucking voice.
He's such a weird motherfucker.
It works really well here.
It's so cool. Like the first, and then again, when I heard it for the first time earlier this year, just blown away. Like it's so crazy.
It's so nuts. And that song is how many songs before? 4?
Something like that.
Something.
It's
like
not
that.
like
it's very
terribly
ballsy.
far behind.
Yeah. How far away is it from the love song told from the perspective of the hips? I know we brought it up the last time you were on, but Pete Wentz introducing this song like, that guy who thinks he sucks,
but he's cool.
But he's cool. That's what this song's about.
Fucking.
Which, like, I do believe that is what the song is about. It's just Patrick is selling it with so much more gravitas.
Oh yeah.
That it's like, it's very silly to be like, this song's about a guy who thinks he sucks, but actually he rocks.
Yeah, Pete
very
just
Chicago
like,
mindset.
He comes off as like way more frat boy than Patrick does.
Oh,
when he's like
Pete is such
songs.
a himbo.
Such a himbo.
Such a himbo.
Yeah. Right down to the way he plays bass. Like, he plays bass like he's a frat guy pretending to play bass.
Absolutely.
Which is dope.
Which is great because he's actually playing the.
So then, there's a huge reprise after the third chorus of this song. For those who don't know, please go listen to the song. I don't know why you haven't yet. If you're listening to this podcast,
if you listen to this podcast and we play a song, like we have a song that comes up that you haven't heard before, and then you listen to the episode anyway without listening to the song, like, appreciate your listen, but why?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What do you get out of it?
What's funny is I did, while we were on that tour with Hazing Over a couple weeks ago, I did hear like one or two of the people that came up were like, yeah, I don't always know the song. And like, to me, I assumed they were talking about like, Eternal Summer or, one of those Super Fate or one of those, lesser known songs that we were talking about. No, there was a person that was like, yeah, I hadn't heard West Coast Smoker until after I listened to the episode. I was like, that's nuts.
I mean, if we're getting people to listen to West Coast Smoker, then like,
I think we're doing our job correctly.
Yeah. But I mean, consider listening to the song and so you can better understand what we're talking about.
And I think you, Dawson, should consider listening to the band Cobra Starship.
Okay. Where did that come from?
Because the first guest vocalist in the big reprise is Gabe Saporta from the band Cobra Starship.
Wow.
Truthfully, Cobra Starship is like a band that sucks but rocks.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, they're so bad that they're good. And also, they've got a couple jams, I feel like.
Oh, yeah. The Snakes on a Plane song is incredible.
Snakes on a Plane song is good, but also there's 95 guests on that song.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
Truthfully.
Yeah.
A lot of snakes
it was
on
like
the
the cruel
plane.
summer of Fueled by Ramen.
Yo, dude. Decadence, Cruel Summer.
Yeah, that's their version of Mercy,
Oh, yeah.
God, what a downgrade.
I really respect that, like, Gabe Saporta for like just going for it, because like the Cobra Starship was so over the top.
So over the top.
It was awesome.
They had a couple big songs too. They had Good Girls Go Bad.
I don't know a goddamn thing about Cobra Starship.
They were like
Could you turn down your gain a little bit too? So you got closer to your mic and then
Yeah, I'm peeking bad.
swagging out everywhere.
Yeah, I'm
Cobra Starship is like if 303 was like more fun and like less lame.
Ooh, yeah, I don't hate that comparison.
It's like party rock. It's like Kesha kind of music.
It's like if
Kesha bangs.
Kesha's fucking awesome.
Like you know that new The Dare EP?
I haven't listened to it because I heard.
You know
it was
how
ass.
everyone thinks it's ass?
Yeah.
Cobra Starship was that back in the day, but everyone loved it.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
good.
Yeah, it was very horny.
So if The Dare had come out back around then nobody would have a problem.
1000%. I mean, like, listen, everyone says LCD Sound System's a good band, and that band sucks dick. So,
well, I don't know about all that.
I really don't give a shit. Whoever is defending LCD Sound System on our Twitter can die.
I like LCD Sound System. I think This Is Happening is very good. But did you see how fucking everybody's like The Dare's cover art is
pedophilia
like, is pedophilic
thing, when it's very clearly not children on that cover? Yeah, no,
very weird.
No,
he's
I
like
mean,
he was a
right-wing people-
teacher. Is like okay, who cares?
Right-wing people like love to just like throw out pedophilia accusations, and it's because they're constantly thinking about pedophilia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's projection.
Yeah, no.
Nine
it's
times
not
out
always
of
projection.
Nine times out of 10, it is projection. Like
For sure.
just the amount of times that like some conservative influencer or whatever like calls trans people pedophiles.
Mhm.
That you like check their video backlog
Yeah.
and they have a video arguing about how the age of consent should be lowered, and I'm like, all right,
Sure,
man. Yeah,
sure.
for sure. No, yeah, the trans people are pedophiles, and it's not you.
And-
who's
Yeah, no, for sure.
previously argued that you should be able to fuck children. Like,
What if I dressed up like a woman and went to the woman's bathroom? It sounds like you're thinking about that a lot.
yeah. Did you did you see that guy on Twitter who fucking he keeps saying that Chick-fil-A puts trans semen in their drinks, and if you name search him and trans semen, I mean, he uses a slur, so like I can't say that.
No, yeah,
But,
I gotcha.
It literally hundreds of tweets.
That's crazy.
Like, brother,
It sounds like he's got a particular fixation.
I think you need to figure something out.
You should. I feel like everyone should go underneath his tweets and just be like, "Try Sissy Hypno, bro." See if it unlocks something. No, the Dare EP is good. I like it a lot. It is silly. And in the first song, he says, "They say I'm too fucking horny." Like, that should tell you all you need to know. Like, like, he does not give a shit what you think. It's fun. I don't give a shit. So that's what do we think of Gabe Saporta's feature here?
Gonna be honest, I often can't pick it out of the mix.
Fair enough. I mean, I can't totally tell it's him. But the next one, Marty, what does the name Gym Class Heroes immediately bring to mind?
This is embarrassing. I fucking love Gym Class Heroes.
Yo, let's go.
The As Cruel as School Children record is like all bangers. Dude.
Oh yeah, that album's good.
Yeah, I will defend it until I die. And I respect Travie McCoy, like, because it seems like he's made a career of just like hanging out. He was signed to T-Pain.
Crazy.
He was signed to T-Pain's label for a while. Like, he was on Nappy Boy. Like,
that's insane.
I know, it's hysterical. So I like this one a lot. I like
shout
that
out T-Pain.
Shout out T-Pain.
Future guest of the pod.
Yeah, I like that he just kind of
imagine.
like, he's very mellow. He's singing the chorus for Sugar We're Going Down, which is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Big one.
Huge.
They gave him arguably the biggest one at this point.
Yeah.
And I find it very interesting that they did that. This was also the era where Patrick Stump was producing fucking everyone on Decadence's records.
Yeah.
It was like Pete ran the management side of things, and then Patrick just like got money from Decadence to produce these records. Just going back to Cobra Starship real quick. Patrick Stump produces the second Cobra Starship record, Viva La Cobra, and his backing vocals are on nearly the entire thing, like every single song, and it is worth it for that alone because he's just doing runs over and over on the background.
Let's
It's
fucking
amazing.
go.
So good. Yeah, Gym Class Heroes. I don't Like, I couldn't name you a song other than "Take a Look at My Girlfriend."
Oh, that's them?
Banger.
That's them, yeah.
With Patrick.
With Patrick. Oh, also, "My Heart's a Stereo."
That's them?
Yeah,
that one's
what
terrible.
the fuck?
that
Yeah.
one's real bad.
Well, they have 2 songs with Patrick Stump because he's also on the "We Have to Take Our Clothes Off" song. Do you know that one?
No,
We
what is that
have
song?
to take clothes off. You don't know that one?
I don't
What
know.
the
Oh,
fuck
that's
is
a
that?
banger, dog.
Me when we
Um,
have to take our clothes off.
Man, I mean, fake fan of Gym Class Heroes. I saw Gym Class Heroes at the old Masquerade.
That's cool.
They played Hell,
Nice.
and not a lot of people were there.
I saw him at a
Damn.
Warped Tour. I think it was like 2011, and it was awesome.
Well, I think they made bank off supporting.
For
Like
sure.
40-minute support slots.
Absolutely.
Like Fall Out Boy. I know they supported the Academy is.
Yeah.
They did some shit recently. They were on a couple dates of that Fall Out Boy Wiz Khalifa tour. I
Oh,
think that's the
yeah.
last thing that they did.
That is cool.
The
Good for
Boys
them.
of Zummer tour.
I remember that one.
And you can't correct me because you'll be too late. Go fuck yourself.
Ooh, gotcha.
But when I get back from tour, endless corrections. Weeks of corrections. Yeah. If we were to give Dawson one Gym Class Heroes song to listen to.
It would have to be the one with Patrick. I'm so bad with names.
That's fine. Just listen to the songs with Patrick Stump.
Okay,
Yeah.
smile.
Oh man, Marty, I don't think I've ever just straight up asked your opinion on this. What Panic at the Disco songs do you like? What?
I think that their first album is perfect.
Agree.
Based.
It is unbelievable. Like it changed my life as a kid. And
Yes.
I think it still holds up. And then
Yes.
I enjoy a handful of songs on the next album. And then there's a couple on Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die that I think are good. And that's kind of where I
skipped
tap
Vices
out.
and Virtues entirely.
Only because I never got into it as a kid. I think it's probably good. I
It
know
is
pretty good.
Is that the Mona Lisa song?
Yeah,
That one's a banger. I
Mhm.
like the song on Jennifer's Body.
that's
New
New
Perspective.
Perspective. Yeah,
That's
that song rocks.
Good song.
Amazing song.
Dog. I was driving For Your Health to Tennessee. I forgot to tell you about this. And I was again making the argument. I was like, Emperor's New Clothes off of Death of a Bachelor is a banger, right?
It is a banger.
And like the production on Death of a Bachelor, I might add, so heavy.
Yeah.
Like
it's pretty crazy.
it slams.
Oh,
Like-
there's some good songs on that one too.
Yeah.
The LA Devotee song.
That song's so good.
That
It's
album, I think that's part of why I liked it so much as a kid. Like nowadays, there's like 5, maybe 6 on a good day songs that I like from that
Really?
album.
Because we ended up listening to most of it. And I
Mhm.
was like, this record might slam, except for like 2 or 3
It is
songs.
produced extremely well.
Sounds
Yeah.
so good.
It sounds fantastic.
And they were huge at that point.
They were
Yeah.
Wasn't that so
enormous.
crazy?
They were direct support for Weezer when that record came out, and
Yeah.
then after that, they were playing arenas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he Brendon Urie caught a crazy second wind.
So
Yeah.
nuts, especially because I was watching them like barely fill the Tabernacle on Vices and Virtues.
Mhm.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that show was nowhere near selling out. I mean, there was still a lot of people, obviously, but that show was nowhere near
Yeah.
Full.
Mhm.
And then
Um,
he flew a little too close to the sun with that Elizabeth Warren shit. That was his Sisyphus moment.
He's constantly flying too close to the sun.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what the comeback looks like, because obviously they're gonna come back. And
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that he embraces his legacy and he finally does the
A Fever You Can't Sweat Out 20-year tour.
yeah, he just
Mhm.
does
Holy
that.
shit, I'm
Dude.
old. That record's about to be.
Yeah.
Well, Vices and Virtues turned 10 2 years ago, and I was like, oh. I was like, no. Fuck,
Yeah,
I'm
fucking-
so old.
Fever is going to turn 10 in 2 years.
Oh, I was gonna say,
For
Fever's
your
gonna
health.
turn 20 in 2 years.
20. Yeah, you're right.
Death
My
of a
fault.
Bachelor's gonna turn 10 in 2 years.
That's crazy.
Fucked up. That's
Yeah,
fucked
but
up.
that's nuts.
Don't make me think about that.
I was gonna mention to you, we listened to Nearly Witches also.
hmm
That song might suck, and I'm very upset about it.
I disagree.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. But also, like, there's parts of it where I'm just like, this isn't a song. It's 2 songs that got like,
Yeah.
which I know what band I'm in. Don't get me wrong. I know that I'm in a band that switches genres every 15 seconds. But
You ever
like,
listened to Star Baby before?
That's a good 2 songs. Okay, so Brendon Urie does Dance Dance.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's try hard?
I do. I really do.
I think it's fine.
I think it fits.
He goes theater kid with it.
It fits.
That's my
the
problem.
Yeah. I don't like that he opens with falsetto. I think that's what I find obnoxious about it.
Counter argument. The original song opens with falsetto on that part.
But it's Patrick.
Yeah.
But I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Well, I think Brendon Urie kind of made a career out of just doing what Patrick did, like, you know, like kind of following.
Sure.
Like, I mean, when Fall Out Boy goes hard pop, Panic goes hard pop. You know what I mean? Not to shit on too hard. But
No. I see what you mean. I do see what you mean. I will say I think Panic had a better arc.
They had a better pop era for sure.
They had a better pop era.
Yeah.
More successful too, arguably.
Yeah, good point.
Just with that.
I don't think even arguably, just fucking because High Hopes was tremendous.
Yeah, dude.
High Hopes was so
the
big.
Elizabeth Warren campaign song.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Written by a bunch of songwriters in a jacuzzi.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend too much time talking about this, but Brendon is theater kid version of that voice, and Patrick Stump is like a soul version of it. Like he goes like he has so much soul and so much grit in his voice in comparison to Brendon. I'm not saying he has a particular gritty voice.
Sure.
But in comparison, like Patrick just like has a lot more. I don't know. There's a lot more like. There's a lot more balls.
Sounds
on
like he means it.
Yeah. Sounds like he means it. Even though Brendon is an amazing vocalist, he kind of goes full theater kid on this, and I don't love it.
I feel like it fits though because this song is like, I mean, it's a slow jam. It's a ballad. It is kind of melodramatic. I feel like if there is a time to whip out the theater kid voice, on this album, it's here.
I don't disagree with you. Again, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it adds to the song. I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And they were gonna put him on something,
mm-hmm.
and this was probably the one that. I mean, I don't think like there was like a hat and everyone picked which song they did. I think it was probably deliberately like, hey, let's get the guy that sounds nearly exactly like me to do this.
Yeah,
Why not?
And I also feel like the delivery was intentional too because he's on $20 Nosebleed as well, and he's a lot more restrained on that one. He
and another vocalist that is on this song is on. They're both on 2 songs on this record.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. So I want to get to the funny one. This is my favorite one.
Yes.
This is what hands down my favorite feature on this period. Doug Newman. Is that how you say his name?
I think so.
Singing "This Ain't a Scene, It's a Goddamn Arms Race."
I don't think I have ever heard this one.
This picture of
he's Fall Out Boy's manager to this day.
Mm-hmm.
He also I'm so excited to talk about this, Dawson. I'm so fucking excited.
What is it?
Oh my lord. Hang on, sorry. Where is it? I added it to my library. So he has this album called Doug Does Decadence, where he does essentially Richard Cheese versions of Decadence.
Let's fucking go.
Particularly his version of, and I'm so mad we didn't know about this last week. He has a version of I've Got All This Ringing in My Ears.
Oh my god.
That is absolutely fucking incredible.
Oh god.
This guy fucking rocks. He has a version of he does Dance Dance, but it's better if you do. Bring It, Snakes on a Plane. I think there's a Cobra Starship song called Viva La Cobra, but he changed it to Viva La White Girl. It's crazy. He does Time to Dance.
He does Time to Dance?
Let's go.
Yeah.
And I listened to like all of the ones that I wanted to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy's fucking awesome. It does kind of remind me of like Fall Out Boy clearly was just like our manager's a goofball.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to how like the Daoboys manager is also kind of just a Long Island goofball.
Oh yeah.
This is something we would make our manager do.
It would be incredible.
When I said I've never heard, like, been able to pick this out in the song, I was wrong. I just remembered.
Oh, the This Ain't a Scene part?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, because
it's kind of hard to
weird.
It's kind of hard to hear.
Scene, it's a goddamn arms race. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to pick out, but I have heard it before.
It's also the quickest feature.
It's definitely the quickest.
He gets in and gets out.
He's not an incredible singer,
Yeah.
but he is pretty. He's
He
fine.
gets
He can
2
carry a
lines.
tune. Yeah. I just love that they're fucking managers.
I
That's
know.
so funny.
Which credit to them for having like a funny one and just
Mhm.
like getting it over with.
Having a funny one, and like to be honest, like obviously if you don't know that detail, it's like
Yeah.
not crazy funny
Yeah.
to you. But
Yeah.
now every time I listen to that
It's
song,
gonna make me
I'm
laugh.
just gonna be thinking of Doug.
Yeah.
It's
Doug
all gonna be
rules.
Doug up there, baby.
All Doug all day, baby.
Doug all day. Yeah, so that's fun. Listen to Doug does.
I never
Decadence.
knew that was their manager. I figured it was just another Decadence band.
It's so awesome.
Hell
I love
yeah.
him. He's so dope. Feelings on the band The Cab.
I knew nothing about the Cab. I've heard like they had like a cover of a Rihanna song on one of those Punk Goes albums. That's the only thing I've heard from them. Yes.
Mm.
I remember girls in high school liking them.
Nothing wrong with being a band for girls.
Well, I was like a Fueled by Ramen Decadence head back then, so I loved all the bands for girls. I don't know why this one slipped me by.
Truthfully, because this one feels the most engineered.
Okay.
They tried to make Panic at the Disco happen again.
Interesting.
This band was also from Vegas,
Okay.
also in high school,
Were they
and also had the dynamic of 2 singer-songwriters.
were they Mormon?
No.
So they were missing the special sauce.
They were missing
Yeah.
the special sauce of Mormon.
Mhm.
Mormon theater kid.
That's why I didn't pop. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Alex
should've
DeLeon
known.
from The Cab sings Thanks for the Memories. And I got to be real. I think this is the best feature. He sounds great. He sounds confident.
This
He
one
sounds
is
strong.
really good.
He's singing.
He's singing. I love his voice. The second Cab record, Symphony Soldier,
Yeah.
which they did this stupid fucking thing where they named their first album Whisper War,
Mhm.
and then they named the second one Symphony Soldier.
Oh wow,
which
alliteration.
sucks.
That's so awesome, guys.
Yeah, and they didn't have a third album, so
I see.
We'll never know.
they've
we'll,
tried to come back like 7 times.
we'll never hear. Oh God, I can.
You got
I can
it.
come up with something.
Alliteration album.
Oh fuck. No, not alliteration album. It also has to be military.
It also has to be gun themed. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Has to be military related.
Military Madness.
No.
Sniper Secrets.
Sniper Secrets.
They
That's
already
a good
did
one.
S's, I guess. Yeah.
Sniper Secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Tactical Tunes. I could keep going.
Tank Time.
I really. Oh my goodness. I'm so mad.
Deputy Doug.
No,
Deputy
no.
Doug.
Alex DeLeon sounds great on this song.
Mhm.
He is also on the song Tiffany Blues,
Oh, okay.
doing some backing vocals on that, and he sounds amazing on that song as
Mhm.
well.
Is that the Lil Wayne song?
Yes, that
Yo,
is.
he
Lil
kills
Wayne
it on that one.
He
too.
kills it on
That's-
that one.
I might listen to The Cab.
You love Whisper War.
Okay.
It's very of its time,
Mhm.
I will say. And it does feel like the most engineered. I don't know how much co-writing was on it.
Yeah.
I know Patrick Stump had like a heavy involvement in it, and similar to the second Cobra Starship album, all the backing vocals are Patrick, and it's dope. It's great.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a hand he had in the songwriting. Probably a little bit.
Yeah.
Passion paramilitary.
Nice.
That's pretty
That's
good.
pretty good.
That's
That
Did
could
you-
be the third one.
okay. Paramilitary passion.
No, passion paramilitary because the
Oh,
military
right, I
has
see
to
what you
be.
mean.
Yeah, it has to be the second
it's,
word.
It's one word and then
Army.
military word.
Yeah.
Army. ass army. I like Tank Time personally.
Tank Time killed
Shit
me.
soldiers.
Shit soldiers is pretty good. Listen to The Cab. Maybe they can try and have another comeback.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them on When We Were Young. I'd love to see
That'd
them
be fun.
at damn Furnace Fest.
Yeah.
Their comeback seems to be going about as well as the Boys Like Girls comeback,
Mm-hmm.
which we tried to listen to the new Boys Like Girls song the other day, and it was
It sounded like
good.
it sounded like In Excess.
Oh, it sounded worse than In Excess.
Yeah. It was odd.
It sounded like a bunch of white people trying to do Prince.
Ooh.
And I have an aversion to white people trying to do Prince. Anyway, listen to The Cab. I think this is the best feature, and I'm standing by that.
Yeah.
And we only have one more left.
Yep.
Do you know who the Academy is?
No.
Of course you don't.
That's crazy.
Maddie loves the Academy.
I know. The Academy has a music video that mirrors the video for
Thanks for the Memories.
Thanks for the Memories.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
It's probably their best song too.
It's probably their best song. It's
I'm terrible with it. Yeah. Yeah. It's
that
fun.
Song
There's
is
like
amazing.
that song is really sick. About a Girl is a great song too.
About a Girl's okay.
They have a handful of songs that I really
They are
like.
the most four girls band from
Yes.
Fueled by Ramen.
I would
and
agree.
I cannot stand it.
I like
need some balls.
I like some of their music.
I need some dick and balls in my
cock
music.
and balls.
I always felt like they sounded like boring Taking Back Sunday.
They are boring Taking Back Sunday. They have another song called Black Mamba
Mm-hmm.
that is them doing the Panic at the Disco thing of we don't care what the critics say about us, even though it's our
Ooh.
debut album.
Wow.
And that song is very silly, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I will say their guitar work is cool. I just don't think I like William Beckett's voice very much. I just don't think I'm a William Beckett guy.
He's got kind of a flat voice, I think.
It's flat. It doesn't have if I heard someone singing like that, I'm like, that is passable, but it's not like incredible.
Not a lot of charisma in his voice.
Not a lot of charisma.
All that said, this might be my favorite feature.
Growing Up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's cool because William Beckett sings on the original recording of Growing Up, which is pretty cool. I think that is a cool little detail. You get the guy who did the feature, like who did backing vocals or whatever he did on that song, to come back and do more stuff on this, which I think is cool.
Yeah. Really ties it all together.
It really ties it all together, and it's this nice bookend. It is this like it starts with Elvis Costello doing one of their newest songs, and then Gabe Saporta doing a very old song, and then it kind of ends on William Beckett doing this pretty old song, which I think is very cool. Yeah. Anyway,
those are the features.
I'm gonna say Alex de Leon is my favorite. What you got?
I think Doug might be mine.
Doug's amazing.
Serious answer though, I think it's Travie McCoy. I just like having
That's
him
a
there.
good one.
How about you?
William Beckett.
William Beckett.
I just like that. Just sustains over the whole thing, like, but it definitely lasts for a while.
And this song is very much about growing up and moving on from the band. I mean, they kind of knew they were breaking up. I don't know if you've seen the video for this song, which we should probably talk about a little bit. It's everybody that is on this song on a boat that is sinking. And I think they knew they were going to take a hiatus from doing this. And I every time, like when Jack Kern was on and was talking about how this feels like a closing track, I know it does. I still stand by West Coast Smoker being the better option for a closing track because I think it's just like psychotic that they did that. But it truly is like, this is how we'd like the band to end.
Yeah.
This is the send off. We are going out on top. And then when they come back on top, for better or for worse, because you hate that fucking album, but
on top.
They were certainly on top. Yeah. Anyway,
they were unavoidable.
Very much so. Do we want to do lyrics?
Yeah. Fucking goddamn, dude. These
I got troubled thoughts.
That
that's all I'm saying.
That one line that like I've got troubled thoughts and the self-esteem to match. It's repeated a lot throughout the song, and rightfully so, because it is
It works every time.
eater of a line.
It works every time.
Like, damn, he just like me for real.
Pete was spitting with that one.
Pete was spitting. Also, I don't know. I just noticed this song starts and ends the same exact way.
Mm-hmm.
So dope. So dope. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy for that.
Y'all are some crazy kids doing that.
Miss Flex said, "I still want you back." That is I mean, the Genie Sanitation just gives it away. Miss Flack is Roberta Flack, good friend of late blues musician Donnie Hathaway, who presumably committed suicide by jumping to his death right before Donnie died. The two had just finished a duet together. Who the fuck is like a teenager? It's like hearing that line and is like, oh, I know what's going on. Like, that's why I think it's so awesome. Like, it's just like, it's such a well thought through thing. And I think that, like, you know, not to make this about Daoboys, but like, I feel like that line and the like somersaults you have to do to get to the meaning of it is like definitely something that I like really like. I've known about that since this album came out and since I was looking at the lyrics being like, what the fuck does this mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I really was like saw that and was just like, oh, you can do these things where like it's okay to make the audience do some work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Which I think is really cool. I also I got in a lot of trouble in drama class for referencing, they say the captain goes down with the ship, so when the world ends, will God go down with it. My Christian drama teacher did not like that at all. Sorry, Mr. Buxton. And I also upset him later that year by showing him new perspective, and I didn't know what "go down on me" meant, but so there's a line about that in New Perspective, and he was like, "This is filth, Carson." Sorry about that.
This is filth, Carson.
I'm a much more talented person because of you, Mr. Buxton. So I miss you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I mean, standout lyrics for you two. I feel like I've been talking my damn mouth off.
Is it cheating to say the whole song?
Not at all. I mean, I think that this song doesn't have a whole lot of lyrics apart from.
Yeah, the verses are pretty short.
The verses are very short, and
it's mostly about just like the feeling of it rather than having a lot of lyrics in it.
Yeah, I love the way Patrick says "American Embassy."
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite part of the song.
Oh, so dope.
So
awesome. I want to hear. I want to hear it. Not right now. I'll hear it on tour. I'll hear it on tour. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We got a long ass drive to Colorado, buddy.
Yes, we do. 20 hours.
20 hours. It'll be fun.
God damn.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll suck, but it'll be fun.
Be a good time.
Yeah, we'll have a good time. Yeah. You want to move to something else? Before we move on to whatever we're going to move on to, which I'm going to let Dawson decide because I've been kind of talking too much. Discovered today that I was at the second to last most recent performance of this song.
Oh, wow.
In 2013. Really? Yes. So they played it at the show that I went to of theirs in 2013, then played it again, and then they have not played it since.
That's crazy.
When did they play it last? Was it also 2013?
It was the next day to that tour. I think that Alpharetta was the second to last date of the Save Rock and Roll tour.
Wow.
So
they should bring it back.
They should bring it back.
They should.
I have a feeling that'll be sooner than later. People want to hear it.
Yeah.
People want to hear
They've
it.
been playing a couple Folly Do songs on these recent shows, and they're going over great.
I think everyone's starting to come around to the light, the truth, the truth and the way.
I know.
It's
I
definitely happening.
And I believe the same thing will happen with Christianity. So, good news, everybody. Have you heard it? What do you want to rock?
I'm on song meetings right now.
Sock it to me.
A lot of the comments are about how this was written by Pete from Patrick's perspective.
That's interesting.
Which is interesting.
I don't think I've heard that one
Holy shit. Is Patrick the guy who thinks he sucks, but he's cool?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Fuck.
That would explain that weird-ass intro then, huh? But I mean, that's confirmed. Like, Pete has said that he wrote this from Patrick's perspective.
That's super interesting. Because I don't totally I mean, I guess I see it. Folie à deux is French for the madness of two.
Mm-hmm.
A duet between Roberta Flack and Mr. What a Catch Donnie. Duet has two people. They're the two main people in the band.
Mm-hmm.
The two most famous ones, I should say.
Yeah.
Because I saw Andy Hurley at Furnace Fest and nobody but me cared.
I would punish that man.
Oh, I came pretty close.
I would ask him about anarcho-primitivism.
I would punish that man.
Me and Sal from Koyo were talking, and just like out of the corner of my eye, like Sal was in the middle of a very long sentence that was not going to end very soon. Love you, Sal, but and I was like, Sal, that's Andy Hurley, and Sal turns around and goes, oh yeah, and then just keeps talking. And I was like, guess I'm not talking to Andy Hurley.
I would have freaked.
Yeah, there's oh my goodness. There's this one person, Starless__eyes on December 24th, 2008. They have this big ass paragraph about like the meaning of the song, but they open it with, "This song scares me. It feels like kind of a farewell. It feels like the end of Fall Out Boy." Fucking prophetic. Like,
yeah, no kidding. But again,
damn.
they knew.
Yeah.
I believe
the band definitely did. I don't know if it was like telegraphed to like general audiences that they were going to take a hiatus after
Right,
this.
sure. Well, I mean, at the time they were under their own label. They hadn't signed to Def Jam yet, which, I mean, they were on a subsection of Fueled by Ramen called Decadence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Pete Wentz ran Decadence, with Fueled by Ramen just like investing a fuck ton of money into it and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like, they could have bowed out at any time, and they would have been going out on top and keeping a lot of the money from it too. So I mean, like, to me, it just makes sense. It's just like everyone looks around and they're like, "Can we take a break?" All right, let's take a break. And I mean, I think they've even confirmed that like they knew it wasn't like a big blowout fight. They were just like, "Hey, let's take like a sanctioned break, and then let's come back." When Def Jam Island wants to give us $4 billion for dog shit. Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
It's awesome.
There's a kind of funny one by Revilo Draw, very interesting username, on December 15th, 2008. They open it up. It's just kind of a funny, wrong interpretation.
Yeah.
Where it says, "Okay, I'm probably wrong." Good. But
so far, so good.
But here is some interesting info. They open it with Donnie Darko. This type of film is right up Fall Out Boy's alley.
Yes. Let's go.
And then it keeps going. Miss Flack, as mentioned above, because people like deciphered in the comments that it was about Roberta Flack.
Yeah.
As mentioned above, there was a singer, Roberta Flack. In Donnie Darko, the old lady is called Roberta Sparrow. Tenuous, I know. And then it keeps going. Keep a calendar. Donnie Darko keeps a calendar. What are the more important parts of the movie? You'll never catch us. Frank tells Donnie he can do whatever he wants and he won't be caught. The concepts of God/fate/predeterminism, etc. are prevalent throughout Donnie Darko, and the line about God going down with the world when it ends fits. In fact, I'm almost certain Donnie asked his science teacher if this is the case.
This is just what people were like in the 2000s.
Yeah.
The more I go on, the more I am convincing myself I am right.
That's crazy. Yeah. That is so funny.
And they keep going. It's insane.
Yeah, no, you couldn't go on the internet for more than 5 minutes back then before you ran into one of these "have you seen Donnie Darko" people.
Yeah.
They were everywhere.
I've seen Donnie Darko like 6 times.
Same.
All for girls, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
And I still don't, I couldn't tell you a single scene in that movie.
It's a good movie.
I'm sure it's good.
It's got a lot of Tears for Fears on the soundtrack.
But
that is
which is
cool.
the best part about it.
I will admit this, I am also the most feminine person in this recording session right now.
You don't know that.
I'm pretty certain.
Really? Because I'm looking at the most feminine person.
It's definitely me. Yeah.
You have a beard.
You got some girl brain.
You have a full
You have some
beard.
girl brain qualities.
Yeah.
I mean, so do I. We all 3 of us, I think, have a significant amount of girl brain.
Absolutely.
Girl brain. What does that mean?
Oh, you know when you see it.
I don't.
I can't define it, but it's like
I will not tell you on microphone.
Yeah,
I'll say
for
that.
sure. Let's go, dog.
Yeah, come on now.
What's up now?
I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm more interested in the writer director's follow up to Donnie Darko that everyone hates. Yeah, I've never seen it, but I'm fascinated by it.
You used to be able to make something that was just like sincere and stupid, and I don't know. I like those kinds of movies. They're a nice little time capsule, as bad as they are.
You definitely don't see as much of them anymore.
It's too hard to do now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like as we saw with like I hate to bring this up, but as we saw with The Good Doctor, they tried to make something sincere. I mean, that clip that was going around, it looks like it's from 2003.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And also, didn't we have one doctor with autism show already?
Yeah, House.
I thought so, yeah.
Like, come on.
We don't need another one.
But that clip looks like it's from 2003, and it's just very earnest, and everyone shat on it for weeks.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's good.
No,
that show sucks. But
that
so
show,
does House, so
that show. Well, with House, it's like that gets by because it's better autism representation than The Good Doctor is. Like The Good Doctor is horrible autism representation.
Okay,
like they give this fool autism powers. Like he has X-ray
Cool.
vision.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's like part of.
I hope that's around the corner for me.
He has autism that gives him X-ray vision. I around the corner too.
Yeah,
I would like to if I have any tumors,
that's dope.
so I could catch them and then go to the doctor and be like, "Hey, I have to give you $400 million now, so you can get this out of me." And they're like, "All right."
I just want a photographic memory.
Photographic memory would be
So
cool.
bad. Anyway,
also, more shitting on The Good Doctor, because I found out a lot about it, and it's the thoughts are bouncing in my brain.
Go for it.
There is an episode where the doctor, the good doctor, I should clarify, tries to have a patient not get treatment because she is brown, on the basis that she could be a terrorist. And the patient in question is like 9.
Listen, you can never be too careful.
7'5",
brother.
That doesn't sound like a good doctor to me.
That doesn't sound like a good doctor, and it sounds like that doesn't.
Well, they can't call the show The Racist Doctor.
Yeah. I mean, but like
that one's not getting picked up for a full season.
No.
Personally, I don't really think that 9-year-old brown girls are going to blow up a hospital. But that's just
we're in
me.
Agreement on that.
That's just me and my autism.
I don't feel that way either, but I'm not a good doctor.
You also don't have autism, so I don't know.
Right.
If
Thank you.
Like, I actually didn't know if you did or not before saying that. I just kind of assumed you didn't. I mean, I was right. So like, but that could have been disastrous.
Speaking of autism, we gotta move on. We've gone for an hour. And
Speaking of
autism, did you see that Sia came out as autistic?
Oh my god, dude! Don't even fucking get me started on this.
All right. Tomorrow we'll talk about Sia's autism.
We'll talk about Sia's autism diagnosis and music tomorrow.
That's why she's such a talented broad.
You can't call people broads.
I just did
on the podcast.
she's whatever. It's fine. No one will care. All right, so Reddit. On the r/Fall Out Boy Reddit, user Pleasant Statement 64, 107 days ago says, "Is it strange to anyone else that What a Catch doesn't close fully?" And then the body of the post is just IDK West Coast Smoker seems more like a penultimate track anyways.
Which we've talked about a good deal.
We've talked about this. Have we ever talked about how there's this person also says that there's no source, but they intentionally didn't make What a Catch the album closer because it sounded too much like a goodbye song. Not putting it at the end of the album was, I think, their way of sending the message to fans that if they did take a break, they would come back.
I have seen that around.
I and I feel like we may have even.
I feel like that's
about
been
it.
yeah. I think we've talked about it before. I think it was in an interview or something about it, but like interviews about the sequencing of Foley and like tracks on Foley that aren't the singles are hard to come by.
Yeah, I mean, just any like Foley analysis at all is hard to come by, but I think we're gonna start seeing more of it for sure.
Yeah.
I would love to see like a retrospective, like one of the bigger like video essay channels, because there's some trash out there for sure. But I'd love to see like Mike the Snare talk about this album.
Oh,
or something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's up his alley too. I mean, he loves Paramore, so and he loves pop music, and this is just a fantastic like artsy pop record.
I think that was an interesting comment about how West Coast Smoker felt like a penultimate track, because I completely disagree. I think it's either
disagree with that
I think
as
it's
well.
either the closer or it's not on the album at all.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I want to bring this up. This was another comment on this. I think it's a nice middle ground song. I think West Coast Smoker is up there for closers on the albums, although EXO is my personal fave closer. And I agree. It's a nice middle ground song. It does break up the record very nicely, because after it you have like just a bunch of bangers. And it's great to just have this very, very big song and then still have like more album behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's also definitely their most self-indulgent song.
Yeah.
On their most self-indulgent album.
Yes, exactly.
They literally they sing their own songs.
It's dope. Yeah, it's awesome.
It's
Baller
crazy.
move.
And then the last comment I'll bring up on this, because it makes me want to vomit, is from a now deleted user. You're right. It definitely makes sense. When reciting old lyrics from other songs, it's almost as if it comes full circle. Marianas Trench especially, but also Panic do this, and it's usually at the end of the album. Can't think of another time Panic has done this other than Nearly Witches, but could be wrong about that. Marianas Trench, one of the worst bands I've ever fucking heard. Don't bring them into my fucking podcast.
Yeah, no.
I know you didn't do it intentionally, but don't. I hate that fucking.
That's just proof they don't know what they're talking about.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like, you got to remember that like to some people, like Fall Out Boy is comparable with like shitty Warped Tour music.
Yeah.
Which like always blows my mind, because I'm like, are you looking at numbers?
I guess
It's
these
just like-
bands have to be big to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's
for
like
sure.
proximity, because
Of
like,
course, yeah.
the Fall Out Boy was big around the same time a lot of those shitty Warped Tour bands were too. So it's like,
what I'm saying is that we're of a higher intellectual plane.
yeah, we are smarter
and
and cooler and sexier and more beautiful
Yeah,
than
they're like
the
the Rick
rest
and
of us.
Morty of the Warped Tour bands. They're
Yeah.
for smart people.
For sure.
You have to have a certain level of intellect to understand
Absolutely.
Fall
Thank
Out
you.
Boy.
I'm always saying this. We're gonna scroll to one of our good friends on the Reddits ranking to see where What a Catch lands for some of these people. Our buddy Michael Scott, 1993,
Michael.
future guest of the pod. I hope you hear this, buddy.
Michael.
Michael Scott, 1993. Where you at, brother?
Or sister.
Or sister? Yeah, you
neither.
know what?
We don't know.
My guess. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna guess this person's gender. That's an insane thing to do.
All right, up next on This Ain't a Scene, It's a Podcast.
Guess
Guess
the
that
gender.
gender. Woo!
So Michael Scott, 1993, once again disappointing us a little bit.
Oh, no.
Where do you think this song's ranked out of 94? Or excuse me, 110.
Based on your introduction to this, I'm not anticipating that it places very high.
It's at 46.
Holy shit, I was going to guess 47.
Oh my
Whoa,
goodness.
dog.
Oh my
No,
God.
47 is the worst song from this podcast. It's Bob Dylan.
Well, at least it beat Bob.
It beat Bob Dylan by one. It is underneath Jetpack Blues. That song can get bent. That song sucks.
What the hell is that?
That's
It's underneath Super Fade.
Jetpack Blues is from American Beauty.
American Psycho.
That's the one that Big Crit did a remix of, I believe.
You bring this up every time. I love
Yep,
it.
that's Big Crit rocks.
Shout out Big Crit.
Big Crit does rock.
Future guest of the pod.
I hope so. It's below a lot of songs that I think we disagree with. Other than Michael Scott, 1993's number 9 is Pavlov.
Based
As hell.
Gotta say, based
Based as hell. The Phoenix is above What a Catch.
Not
for much
based.
tier. much to your chagrin.
Much to yours as well. I would imagine you like this song better than the Phoenix too.
Definitely, yeah, no,
Yeah,
for sure,
of
yeah,
course.
absolutely. I thought about
I don't know
it,
why
was
you
like,
were
oh my
thinking
God,
about it.
Yeah. I was like, fuck.
And
It's below West Coast Smoker, which I don't know.
I might like
Debatable.
West Coast Smoker more than this song.
I'm also might like, but it's like barely.
Yeah.
It's
I love
barely
Blondie.
behind it.
Mm.
It's below the Takeover Breaks Over, which I agree
Oh
with.
no, that's a top 10 for me.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
one of the best
Holy.
songs ever written. And nobody puts Baby in the Corner barely beating it out, which pretty insane. But also barely beating it out, Bang the Doldrums. Michael Scott, 1993. You got to get your shit together.
Michael, come on.
Michael, come on.
Come on,
Michael.
Michael. God.
Michael, what are you doing to us?
Michael.
Michael. Hang on, let me scroll down to our buddy Lugia 18.
Lugia
18. We need to have like stingers for these people, like morning radio.
Lugia 18.
Like the shock jock. Lugia 18. Let's see. Alpha Dog and Carpal Tunnel are their number 1 and 2. We've talked about this before.
Mm-hmm. Bass.
Damn. Is my vision bad? Is this
Carson?
how I find out I don't have very good vision?
Carson has been illiterate this whole time.
Wow. Oh, I just saw it and then I lost it. Son of a gun. This is... Oh, okay. Similar ranking to Michael Scott, 1993.
Wouldn't
but I will say better songs are above it.
Wouldn't a son of a gun be a bullet?
Huh?
Wouldn't a son of a gun be a bullet?
Yeah, I mean, there's a Candiria lyric where he says, I am violence having sex with guns. The bullets are my children. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, What a Catch Donnie is 41 on Lugia 18's list. Above it is Novocaine, which...
Interesting.
Shit's rough out here. Above it is also... Snitches and Talkers is above it, which I think is pretty crazy.
I love Snitches and Talkers. That's like their heaviest song.
Yeah, oh, for sure. There's a bunch of stuff in here that is all good songs, but like, you're gonna throw Lake Effect Kid and Death Valley over What a Catch?
What's
going on with you, bro?
Come on,
craziness.
Now. Come on.
All right. So I think I'm ready to rate this song out of 10.
Okay.
How about y'all?
Yeah.
We gotta wrap this shit up.
Yeah, honestly.
Been going for a while.
Going for a minute.
Marty, you get to go first.
9 out of 10.
I'm also gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Dawson?
I am also gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
Unanimous. Is
I
our
am.
first unanimous?
No.
Wow.
We just had we just recorded
Oh,
unanimous.
Oh, I
Yeah.
meant with a guest. I'm sorry.
Oh, maybe.
I'm a doofus.
Maybe.
Yeah. Personally, I dock it one point for the Let's Go Brendon feature.
Yes.
But other than that,
Yeah.
perfect song.
Brendon.
My point is from the na-na-nas, which
Oh,
could
yeah.
be taken out from.
That
but
is fair.
It's not that bad.
I
They're not
disagree.
awful.
I just like it's not a 10 for me just because it isn't a 10.
That's fair. That's fair.
I respect that.
Marty, you know what happens? You've been on the show before.
Yes.
We're gonna let you spin the wheel.
Holy
Yeah.
crap, Marty gets to spin
Marty
the damn
wheel
ass
time.
wheel.
Let's see what goes
Marty
on.
wheel
here.
time.
All right, I am spinning the wheel.
Marty has spun
Let's see
the
what
wheel.
we get here, folks.
It's spinning.
Short, fast, loud. That is another evening out with your girlfriend song.
my
I'm so
God.
sorry.
It's okay.
Marty!
Get him out of the way anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, and
You're fine. Do you want me to get it?
rated because we have to do another
At Bummer
evening
Hill
out thing.
ATL, at Callous Daoboys, at the Callous Daoboys.
Well, you have to say what is okay. All right, let me start over the script in my mind. Thank you so much for listening. If you're still listening this far, follow Carson and I's band at Callous Daoboys on Twitter, at Bummer Hill ATL on Twitter, at the Callous Daoboys on Instagram, at Bummer Hill on Instagram. Follow the podcast at The Dreaded Wheel on Twitter. Follow Marty at the ASMR Volta on Instagram. And that's it.
That's it. Carson from Daoboys on Instagram.
Peanut Reject on Instagram if you really are about it like that, I guess.
Come see us with Rolo Tomasi if you're on the West Coast or in Texas or New Mexico.
New Mexico, for the first time.
It's close to
the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, in the Pacific Northwest for the first time. Come see us in Portland or Eugene or Seattle, baby.
So exciting.
Or if you're in the Midwest, see you in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Don't come to the Salt Lake show. I
Do
want
not come
0
to the
people
Salt
at that
Lake
show.
show.
I want no tickets sold. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.